Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. I have the pleasure of introducing this greedy command center first Terran. No, I know that doesn't narrow down the list, but when I say the last mech Terran, the battle cruiser extraordinaire, the fleet captain, the most efficient of all Terrans. He might not play the fastest, but he's the strongest in our hearts. Now, on the exact opposite end of that particular spectrum, the fastest player in StarCraft 2, regularly averaging over 600 actions per minute, so fast that he started playing the other races. But here, representing the Zerg, it's the Italian Stallion. It's Reynor. Oh, wow. Okay, now I gotta talk about this. Anyways, like, subscribe, all those exciting things. But actual strategy gaming right off the bat. Reynor is going for Overlord speed. Get some scouting. He thinks shenanigans are afoot. Is it battle cruisers? Is it just a third command center? Going Overlord speed can get you the information you need, but also it's a relatively huge investment. He's even getting it before Zergling speed, which tells me that Reynor's quite confident he can handle whatever GuMiho's going to throw at him, as long as he knows it beforehand. And I think that really will set the tone of this series here. Mechanically, pun somewhat intended, Reynor, probably the superior player. But tactically, as in the choice of tactics and how to execute them, GuMiho is one of the best in the business. So, starting off with 3 command centers seems greedy. It is, but if you play it smart, if you play it safe enough, you can usually get away with the 3CC, and a lot of Zergs will let you do so. And when you go for the Overlord speed, you've kind of reduced your ability to really execute any sort of early attack. You've already invested those resources. You could maybe choose to go in to some sort of roach all in or something like that, but instead you can keep getting those incremental advantages over time, continue getting the information, continue getting exactly the right amount of drones, expanding, putting your queens in the right spot. The advantages of Overlord speed add up over time. And here seeing a Viking for the classic Terran bamboozle. No, not Cloaked Banshee, Cloaked Mech. Will the Overlord spot it? Oh, he didn't. GuMiho showed every tiny little bit of bio. It's bio, it's a normal bio build, you don't need to send it. Reynor is so convinced that GuMiho's going mech. Usually you don't even send 2 OVs across the map, just the one. You don't want to get it sniped off. He's so convinced. He's sending it a 3rd Overlord. Well, I haven't seen people get this hyped up about spy balloons for several weeks now. But the Zerg, oh my god. And GuMiho is keeping that Viking. No, he's gonna fire. Aha! Ah!
Bullshit.
He knew! He knew! And now he knows. It's going to be Hypermech. GuMiho adding on the Banshee speed. This is the budget battle cruisers. A little more maneuverable. Obviously not nearly as tanky as those flying laser bathtubs. But I'm so excited. I was hoping. I saw Reynor versus GuMiho. And, well, so far, it already has delivered. GuMiho could run right into a wall of lings and queens and die horribly right now, but at least we had these mind games to start things off, which I am highly amused and, though not surprised by. Aspire. I think anticipating the Hyper-Shees here. And this is Hypermech. The new-ish, with the slight buffs in the beginning of the year patch. Cyclones now have, with Magfield Accelerator, bonus damage to everything, though less of it. So better overall against things like Queens and Mutas. Hyperflight is a little cheaper. So overall, not big buffs around across the board, but it is that little extra edge that a lot of players needed to try out that battle mech style with maybe some Banshees attached. And so far, the Hellions just burning through the Zerglings. Eventually, the Zergling's going to chew down a few of them, but the drone's kind of feeling a little hung out to dry here. The Queens take out the Banshees. I think both of them. A bit of a mistake there, as the Banshees are kind of the fulcrum of this entire build for GuMiho. Bit of an unforced error, as he was clearly... production tab is interesting, but he was clearly trying to micro the Banshees, or micro the Hellions while he was looking at the Banshees. And now with the Banshees dead, and the Hellions repulsed, that means GuMiho doesn't have too much map presence. 10 Mutas are about to show up, and there is Mag Field Accelerator. There are those upgraded... Oh, another side note. Cyclones will now prioritize air targets. At least air threats. So that means they will shoot the Mutas before they shoot a Zergling, even if the Zergling's a bit closer. I mean, they won't go out of their way for it, but if it's, you know, in the neighborhood. The result of this is Mutas, well, they want to avoid any direct confrontation. And already, you see them sliding across the map. There is an engineering bay, but no turrets yet. And Reynor sees an opportunity. He's going to go to work on the SCVs. Banshees in the top left, Cyclones on the right. The fourth base for Reynor is about to be taken down, as is the fifth. Soon to be fourth, soon to be nothing at all. So down to 3 bases is Reynor, but already a bunch of SCVs were killed by the Mutas. 11 down. Cyclone chases down and knocks one Muta out of the sky. 83 drones right now for Reynor, as he manages to keep most of his economy alive, but he doesn't have the literal mineral patches with which to use it. Another attack near the fourth base. Hellbat's joining in. The Queens can't back off in time. Brenda's knitting crew getting cut to pieces by those accelerated mags. No, I think they shoot like bad vibes. And also large bullets. The mag field is like a technology. Like the sun. No, what? Really? That's the most... You know, we'll edit that part out. Jimmy, I'm sure I could come up with something better than that. A joke like Mutas countering anything. Oh my god. Oh, I don't think the Mutas are working. Wow. This is kind of a rare composition on both sides to see. Usually you see more of a Roach Ravager-based army. The Mutas are just not doing it. Wow. I did not expect it to go that poorly for Reynor, but... Well, clearly he didn't either, otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here. Hellbat's going to work. 4 Banshees as well, and the Cyclones on the back. Hellbat's tanked most of the Zerglings. The Mutas are able to clean up the front line, but the Cyclones will get away, and GuMiho just rallies across the map. More Cyclones, more Hellbats, more production. More, says GuMiho. And Reynor can barely keep up. The Mutas, some of the reinforcements will be picked off, but Reynor has plenty of drones and nowhere to mine. As especially now, Hellbat, the Hellshees over here, still dangerous. Anywhere the Mutas go, the Cyclones will go somewhere else. Yeah, the Hellbats will be dealt with. Still looking for an opportunity. The creep is almost non-existent. And what is Reynor building? He's building Mutas. He's building Zerglings. He doesn't have really anything meaningful in upgrades. It's 1/1 plus 1 attack, melee, and flyer for Reynor. And then 1/1 mech on the other side. And in fact, it's GuMiho who's going for the 2/2 earlier. This has been a clean execution in almost every sense of the word, as more factories are on the way. Reynor has mass Mutalisks. And that is a gamble at best, and futile at least, as GuMiho is ready to march up the map. He's making it happen right now, but the Muta count may be too high. I may have spoken too soon, as the Mutas are uncontested once the Cyclones go down. And now suddenly, GuMiho finds himself forced to retreat in whatever angle he can. A few more Cyclones coming up. The recurring problem is this is happening in Reynor's base. It's not happening on GuMiho's side of the map. Reynor will stay alive. But at what cost? He's lost 5,000 more minerals. And there haven't been that many minerals lost. 11 drones down. Down to 59 overall. So, GuMiho, all he has to do is consolidate his defenses, build enough army to keep Reynor off his back, and wind up for another attack, especially with 2-2 on the way. Remember, the Hyper Shees are still out here. He's been incrementing out Banshees. Like 10 Banshees this game, 20 Cyclones. The Mutas are faster than the Banshees, but not by so much that it makes it's not easy to catch them. As you can see here. Yeah, they're Muta's one of the few units in the game who are actually faster than the Banshees. And a couple already split off. Muta's just chasing left and right. The laser pointer that is the Banshees. Well, I think the Baneling nest went down. He has to rebuild it. Reynor. He's chilling at a slow game for him overall, but still. GuMiho even under 300 APM. What a robust Terran he is. 17 the Banshees just keep coming in. Oh my god. I gotta split the Mutas, I guess, at some point. Down goes another one, but 18 drone kills. These are not losses that Reynor can afford. GuMiho's made a big mistake. You know what? I wouldn't even necessarily call it a mistake, but he made a small misjudgment in whether he could end the game with the first attack. But now he's got 2-2. He's nearly maxed out. He's got 4 command centers mining. 5th base just landed. And SCVs and planetary on the way. So here comes GuMiho looking to bring down the killing blow. Take Reynor to McDonald's and show him what a Big Mac tastes like. And, well, how do you like your burgers? Just like your Zerglings? Well done. That Banshee's just constant. They get there so quick and they kill so fast. 15, 16. So, clearly, you can really tell Reynor, he's trying to make it happen, but GuMiho's economy has been rolling this whole time. The Cyclones have to wait out a lock-on, but... And while all this is... Oh my god. A murder of Mutas. GuMiho with a solid, clean, devastating execution of that hyper mech build. I think that is the best straight up transition into hyper mech. And Reynor, so that is the eternal question of, do you bother with Overlord speed? Because Reynor lost 3 Overlords to confirm what he was already pretty sure was happening. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but you throw the speed on, the delayed Zergling speed, the less drones, the later queens. Not my favorite stew as a Zerg. And I do think that may have made the difference. But can GuMiho repeat that performance? Or will Reynor strike back with an early pull on Ancient Cistern in Game 2? Why am I talking like this? I don't know. That felt like a very cinematic game. I liked it a lot. But yeah, that's a pretty one-sided, but in my favorite way. Kind of like I had nothing. I started the sentence kind of like, and you really, I really trusted myself to land the rest of that sentence. And sometimes, you know, there's no one you can trust, not even yourself. The only thing you can really trust is Winter to remind you when we get to an awkward moment to like and subscribe to try to cover his ineptitude and the fact he sometimes talks in third person to distract you from everything else he said at the beginning of Game 2. With 6 Zerglings on the way, though, Reynor. Gonna try to sneak. Not really a sneak, but definitely an off-tempo timing. If this was a command center first again? Oh, GuMiho went for Marine first. It's not command center first, clearly, but there's also no Reaper, which, that's not good. Yeah, here come the Zerglings. Bit of a Zerg rush. Not a big Zerg rush. Bit of an expeditionary force. The boys are pulled! Confidently. Micros one Marine back. Loses one SCV. I think it's worth it. You stop him from delaying your command center. You shut down, you kill a few Zerglings. Keep all the Marines alive. Good decisive timing there from GuMiho. And honestly, right now, I don't blame Reynor for this. One, there's no Reaper. He knows there's no Reaper. He sees the command center. This isn't just a, I guess I'll roach all in. No. The early Zerglings are partially to get damage and partially for active scouting. There's no better way to scout than to knock on your opponent's door with a bunch of Zerglings and start murdering their people. So, Reynor, on seeing that there will be no scouting and probably very limited defense, roaches have a good chance of getting real damage. The question will be, does GuMiho go for... Does he go for... oh, he's going to get Hellion. Does he go for Viking or Banshee first? Was where I was going. The Scoutian. Horsicar here. Looking for pretty much exactly what Reynor's doing. Clearly one Hellion not intended to do critical damage. But one Hellion very much can sound the alarm. Oh, he starts a Banshee. He's going to get a tank. I think GuMiho wanted to build a Viking. And, well, either way, he has options. And that Hellion is 100% the reason that GuMiho has a chance to defend this. Well-timed. Smart moves. And the Hellion's even still alive here. So, adds a little bit extra to the defense. Overlord is wandering in. Menacingly. At maximum velocity. Which is, well, leisurely. The Liberator comes up, and with a tank. Oh, GuMiho. GuMiho's playing so well. Right, GuMiho stopped this before it started. He's already mitigated the opportunities of the Ravagers by taking out the Overlord. Without the Overlord, there's no potential. Well, you don't get the extra vision. Also, the threat of a Liberator means you have to make a decision right now. While it only mildly inconveniences the Overlord, eventually it adds up to a kill. And there you go. He's gonna go for another one. Now, Reynor had to decide quickly. Am I going for it? But as soon as that tank showed up and that Overlord went down, the opportunity, it was over. There's no real chance of doing damage with the Ravager tank. But Reynor now has... Is he doing a tank drop? And that, like, just straight... He's just going to micro the tanks, isn't he? He's not going to siege them up. Did you know... Oh my god, GuMiho. If only as a matter of principle, I love this. I don't necessarily think it's a great idea, but I love that he's going for it. GuMiho, having a great time out here. Who drops tanks? And it's like a Mortal Warp Prison, but worse in almost every way. You can't heal tanks in a medevac. I like that he tried it, though. And if there wasn't... If the queens are a little out of position, you know what? It's not over. Unless he gets knocked down by some corrosive files there. And this time we're going for bio. What a swerve. Oh, I feel like GuMiho just occasionally... You ever get that? You put your keys down, and you remember, oh, I gotta get my keys. You get your keys, then you go in the other room, you look for your phone, you see a new Winter video, you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch that later. And then you lock your phone, you walk outside, you're like, oh, god damn, my keys. And, well, I feel like GuMiho sometimes is like that with his medevacs and his banshees. We're all there. All getting a little older. And sometimes those medevacs, well, they're not as active as they should be. Though Not that he lost it or anything. It's just he probably could have done a little more damage, but not. This was mostly This was mostly me complaining about mundane things in daily life. That isn't casting StarCraft, the best part of it. It's a real meta cast. Well, unlike the game, which decidedly different than what we usually see, but not in a, like, these players don't know what they're doing way, but instead a GuMiho maneuvering out of the... I expected a Banshee. I expected a Banshee, and then maybe you can follow that up with the mech we saw last game. No! He actually opts for the tank and the Liberator. And those options came together real nicely for him. They really helped him get back out on the map. Now this is a kind of an awkward... Got a bunch of well, yeah, stim. Combat shield is a ways off. 1-1, still pretty far away. A bunch of Roach Ravager here. Liberator still looking for another... Okay. Oh, no. Oh, my. Ooh. Oh, golly. Well, looks like he left his keys behind the mineral line there. Oh, gee williker. That, every once in a while you wish those were Banshees. Well, here comes Reynor. There's one. There's two. How many tanks could there be? But wait, there's more. Except there's not that many Marines, so Reynor's just gonna go. Yeah, without combat shield, without all those Marines on the other side, GuMiho losing many of his tanks, but the tank line ran deep enough that with the reinforcements coming in from the north side, he's going to be able to close the distance and chase down the Roach Ravager. But overall, GuMiho, not as comfortable. But with the bio composition here, the Marine tank, which it seems is why he's trying to avoid it as much as possible. Now adding on 2 Liberators already with only 4 medevacs, another tank, and another factory, though also a couple more racks as well. So not entirely committed to that. Oh, the queens! Reynor, a little out of position and a lot of dead queens with plenty of energy. Loses 2. 10 more drones on the way, which is a bit overkill, actually, I think. As he's going up to 96 drones. Are you... Okay. That's a bit much, but Reynor's finally back to playing against Marine tank, and he's excited. Hive on the way. Hatcheries everywhere. Got +1 melee, +2 Carapace in production. Hatchery on the right side, under attack. The tanks aren't needed, though. They're just Roach Ravager. There's a reason he's going for Ling Bane. And it's because Roach Ravager just doesn't cut it against upgraded Marine tank. Unless he's able to land the fungals or have an overwhelming advantage in supply, the Terran army is just going to cut you to pieces. And if the fight goes too poorly, well then GuMiho can pick up and... these are Liberators over here, but gonna siege up one towards the north side base. Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. Oh, almost left his his Liberator out of position there, though. The Overlord should be able to see it. A scan. Spots the army. Baneling speed is still 10 seconds out. Very important. As it also adds +5 HP on those Banelings. Oh, Liberator finds 5 kills, taken down by multiple Spore Crawlers to the north. Those key upgrades finishing for Reynor, though GuMiho has a great position and quite a tank spread here. I can't believe it's not butter. As Reynor gonna have a whole lot of work to do. The Vipers aren't here. The Infestors are looking for a fungal. Decent to start. Banelings rolling through, finding the main mass of the Marines. Will GuMiho be able to target in time? It isn't great, but it seems like it was good enough. With this many tanks on the back line and no Vipers with Blinding Cloud, the GuMiho is going to be able to consolidate all the Marines, bring them together, bring a few more tanks forward, complete 2-2, and start marching into the 4th base. Corrosive Biles are easily shrugged away, dodges them, and now Reynor is kind of in an awkward position. He's got 94 drones. He's got plenty of economy. but he doesn't have an army to compete right now. He's getting some energy on his Vipers. The Ultralisk Cavern. The Ultralisk, good, not great, I'd say, against this composition. There's no ghosts, but there's upgraded Marauders. There's a whole bunch of siege tanks. The siege tanks, they do have +1 mech weapons as well, which scales nicely, especially when dealing with those armored Ultras. Reynor gonna try to break out here. The army supply of GuMiho is significantly higher, but the reinforcements are being cut off. As Reynor just gonna go for it. Does he have he uses 2 blinding, ooh, only gets 2 tanks. GuMiho's tank spread is too damn good. A fungal, oh my. You can't even approach these. The Vipers, I don't, blinding cloud didn't cut it there. They might not be able to see, but their friends can. Another Ultra easily obliterated by those siege tanks. A whole lot of medevacs, some of them badly bruised, most of them low on energy, as GuMiho cuts into the natural. Reynor still on the ropes here, despite having such a great economy, so much production, he just cannot break GuMiho's tank lines. Oh, GuMiho's so good with all flavors of mech units. His bio is passable, but his mech is inspiring. And right now, those siege tanks are the real MVPs. Targets down some of the infestors, but a fungal comes off. Parasitic bomb splits away the medevac in time. One last tank, blinding cloud, but reinforcements have arrived and the tank survives. Another Ultra almost targeted down. The creep has dissipated in between the bases. Another Ultra could be taken out. Kindness plating is done. The Ultras are chewing through. Zerglings try to close the distance. That one tank adding so much. 2 more rallied up. Not sieging though. And now the splits are not there because the Ultras are able to chew through. The medevacs are out of energy and almost HP. The Ultra is microed back. What a topsy-turvy back and forth. Thankfully, no almost loses track of those medevacs on top of the Ultras, but a bloody fight. A brawl, but Reynor finally brings all that production and all that income together. What did it cost him? Almost everything. He lost his natural. He lost his evolution chambers, which means GuMiho is going to be sitting with a 3-3 to 1-2. He's got a 3 upgrade advantage. Ultralisk speed is on the way. Ghost Academy for GuMiho. He thought about going for a drop. Saw the Zerglings, got distracted. Thinking about it again. Liberator on that top left side. Constant long-range thorn. GuMiho, so close to breaking Reynor there. But now Reynor's been given time to rebuild. The Ultras are on the field. There's still a bunch of bio. Off a creep, easy enough to close the distance on those bio units. And the drop, even an SCV for good measure. We've all been there, okay. Oh, this has been either way. This has been a great series so far. GuMiho is hanging with Reynor here. And, well, while it seems like Reynor is consolidating his position, he's finally getting all his actual economy up. He's finally able to stabilize. It's not like GuMiho took any damage at home. There were no counterattacks. Reynor threw everything into the fight. That bio ball is so... He uses a parasitic bomb. 2 of them, actually, on those Vipers. There's so much Terran. That is so much. He's only at 70 SCVs. 130 supplied. Most of it brought to bear over here. Small drop on the right flank. And that actually could undercut all the efforts. He's consuming the hatchery. Gets one of the Vipers. Knocks it out of the sky. This choke point. The Ultra's struggling. The drop is going to be shut down for now. Deflected by the Zerglings. But more coming up. Ultras, Lings, and Banes. But the creep is dissipating. Evaporating. As GuMiho continues to close in. The tank spread. Beautiful. Another parasitic bomb. Forcing the medevacs to spread, which are almost out of energy, but the bio is just here. as the flavor. The tanks are the real damage. Even though he doesn't have the +2. Good fungal. Ultra. Chews through a tank. Another one sieges up in its place. And GuMiho continues forward. The double drop at the natural. The Medivacs. Still intact. And the Marauders and the SCV doing so much damage. The hero SCV. Still, and he picks it up. What a save! What a save! The SCV, the moral support that this drop needed. He's repairing the Medivacs! He has it on auto repair! I love it! Oh, it's beautiful! And here come the ghosts. That's not how you use ghosts. But actually, they were bait all along. Yes, let's go with that one. I like that idea. The ghosts bait out a few good tank shots. I'm really surprised we haven't seen more tank upgrades, but doing well enough so far. GuMiho continues to keep Reynor on the ropes, snipes out another Ultra. Meanwhile, the Marauder SCV drop. Everything here. Did he lose it? No, he still got it. Very important. Billy in that medevac, struggling, but keeping everything together. And in fact, healing the... Oh, that ghost drop. Healing the medevacs has actually been kind of a big deal. These medevacs, at least one of them was in the orange. And now this drop is just going to be constant. SCV comes out again. Medevacs are full. Nothing to do here. Meanwhile, attack. Gonna lose a couple. Oh my god. The cost efficiency. Marauders. Reynor trying to get through. Gets the SCV and a few Marauders out of there. Meanwhile, the fight on the other side. Here we go. Ultra's trying to come up, but a whole lot of ghosts here. Ready to snipe. Ultra's chewing through, but still stuck on the low ground. Ghosts interrupted mid-snipe by some of the Baneling, but able to hold the line for now. Snipes out 2 more Ultras, and GuMiho is able to consolidate yet again. A definite select all army key, but I guess it warranted it, as everything needs to be on the field, on the table, right now. He has a chance to break through Reynor. He's stuck in this corner. More snipes. He's protecting his ghosts with the bodies of other ghosts. The medevacs now outnumber the units. He's at point-blank range. He's not able to get the last snipe, and GuMiho must pick up and get out of there. Unloading, though. Reynor still has 82 drones. He just can't seem to put enough units on the field to overwhelm GuMiho's entrenched positions. He's making up for his lack of perfect, epic, split AI level micro with smart positioning and tactics. And also, like, 15 medevacs. He has so many medevacs. And, the Snipes takes out the Ultra. Oh, GuMiho stands his ground and guns it down. Another Ultra pops out. Not really where he wants to live, but sometimes you just lose. The SCV! I choose to believe that is the same SCV. He used the select all army hotkey. The SCV was not selected despite trying to become part of the army for the last 5 minutes. The Ultras chew through, but Reynor taps it out. The SCV gets the final laugh, and GuMiho in one of the most... Reynor was not playing poorly. Maybe he made some poor decisions about going mutas in game 1. Ultras. But Reynor loves his swarm Zerg. But GuMiho held his ground. Kind of a sword and shield Terran. And with it, he drove Reynor back. And that will be that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Check out this video. Go check out the second channel as well, if you're into it. Or not. Whatever. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck. Have fun. Stay chill.